This weekend is the Memorial Day holiday weekend, and there's a lot of people that'll be traveling for this holiday. So it's very important to remember to click it or ticket, as Texas DPS is increasing their enforcement all across the state, and the Texas Department of Transportation wants us to click it or ticket. So here with us now, Alicia Montanez, as well as Sergeant Mark Couch from the Texas Department of Public Safety. Welcome, glad to have you here today.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
That's okay.
But regardless, we want everybody to be safe this weekend. So we have a lot of more people. This is like the kickoff to summertime.
Yes.
Yay,
Correct.
summer's here. The kids, they went to school for the last time today. So many of them, I barely dropped mine off and I picked them up. And we all want to hit the road and we want to go places and see things. But we want people to do it safely. And so you guys are really ramping up your efforts on both ends, working together.
That's correct. Always working together.
Yes.
Click it or ticket. That's something with the Texas Department of Transportation.
Yes. Click it or ticket is a campaign with the Texas Department of Transportation. It's been around since '02, and it's just an easy way to remind folks that seatbelts save lives. So anytime you are in a vehicle, whether you are the driver or a passenger, every rider, every time, buckle up. Buckling up can save your chance of surviving a crash by 45% if you're in the front seat, and by 60% if you're in the back seat.
Mm-hmm. Those are better odds. Those are much better odds. I mean, no one wants to be involved in a crash, so we're telling people to slow down. We've talked about the enforcement ramping up efforts on speeding and other traffic violations. But like I said, today is about seatbelt safety as well. And you all are also, your campaign's a little longer, it seems like.
It's a lifelong effort for us.
It certainly is.
Yes.
So, we were talking just a moment ago. We see these crash reports. We see, and it tells whether or not individuals involved were wearing seatbelts or not. And it seems like we're seeing more people maybe complacent, maybe they're feeling more invincible and they're not wearing their seatbelts as much. Yeah,
we're finding people right now in a lot of crashes we're working that for whatever reason are not wearing their seatbelt. It's surprising to me that people, it's about 86 the law's been around, and so most people driving now have been alive, as long as they've been alive and driving, the law has been that way. And so they were reared and raised with seatbelts on and those kind of things, and it's very foreign to me to see people not wearing their seatbelts and doing that. It's just important that they're wearing them.
Well, I mean, all cars are made with seatbelts. They can't be made without them. So you know that device is in there. It's just a simple step to click it, and then, like you said, it increases your survival rate if you were to be involved in a crash. I was in a crash years ago as a teenager. Thankfully, I had a seatbelt on. But I remember the officers telling me how much pressure was against that seatbelt. Mass, force, and velocity, physics, things that I don't recall to this day. But I remember thinking, thank goodness we were both wearing our seatbelts, or we wouldn't have been here.
Yeah, that's right. And that's the important thing. And if you were going to Las Vegas and you had those odds of 40 and 60% odds of doing well at Vegas, you would do it.
Sure you would.
We're talking about your life when we're talking about a seatbelt, so why would you not do that?
You can't put a price on that.
That's right.
And there's no do-overs on these things. So we really want people to make sure that they take the time to do that. And like you mentioned, everybody in the car. So if you have children in the car, are they in a car seat? Are they restrained? Are they the right age before you put them in the front seat? Those airbags not meant for little people.
They're not.
No, they're not.
They'll do a lot of damage to someone's face and can do serious bodily injury to a child where they might have survived the crash, but the airbag killed them.
Sure. They're not supposed to be in the front seat, so put them in the back seat. Make sure they've got their seat belts on. Show them how to do it. Kiddos, they can be the best reminders. Mom, put your seatbelt on.
Yeah.
Mine does a seatbelt check every time.
We want to enforce this. We want to encourage this. Like you mentioned, this has been around since 1986 as Texas law. Some of us remember when it went into effect, but let's put it to better practice, shall we?
We should do that. Also, just remind people to slow down, and speed is still one of the biggest common factors in crashes, and that you encompass that with not wearing a seatbelt. You start exponentially adding these violations together, it potentially makes a hazardous or a deadly recipe for death. And
let's be able to enjoy our entire summer vacation, shall we? So just follow the speed laws, follow the safety laws for TxDOT, move over, share the road, and click it or ticket.
Click it or ticket.
That's right.
Thank you so much for both of you.